Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is that boy Rick Titus. That boy Rick Titus with Exquisite Podcast. Hey, listen, we got a great show for y'all today. It took me a long time to get this young man on here. I finally got him. I finally got him, family. So listen, we're gonna be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and this thing called Kick. So those are the platforms that people are going to be looking at us in a couple minutes. So I'm just going to do an overview. I'm going to just do an overview. I want you guys to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And do that boy Rick Titus a favor here. Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate it. But this is the deal, guys. Welcome to Smooth Shine Cleaning. Good God, that man got a beautiful name. Welcome to Smooth Shine Cleaning. He's going to talk to you about that. And this is the deal. I want you guys to listen to him. Listen to him because it's going to be all on the internet tomorrow morning. So subscribe, kick those daggone thumbs up, hit that doggone notification bell. Bring that energy in the house. Bring that energy in the house. Now, what I want to do, I want to thank all of the donators. I had about 60 donators last month. So a lot of guys get on this internet. They don't thank the donators. They don't thank the donators that keep their channel popping. Man, it took me 3, 4, almost 4 years to get this thing here popping. But I didn't give up. I kept on doing videos, and this is the thing that you guys got to learn. Listen, what's stopping your success out here? Because you're going to learn something tonight. Like the comedian say, you're going to learn tonight. You're going to learn today. Okay, stop doing the things that 99% of the people do out here, and they're out here failing. Listen, that's what you got to stop doing. You got to stop doing these kind of things. But listen, let me show you something that black individuals are doing out here. Let me show you a short clip. If it'll let me do it. Let me show you this short clip. Let me go ahead and see. Okay, yep, it's coming. It's coming up. The women in my life bring confusion. Now, this is the deal. This is the deal. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring on the owner of this company out there in Lexington, South Carolina, and he's gonna do some talking. He's gonna do his thing, and the show is gonna be his for 60 minutes. So go ahead and get your popcorns down, get your papers down, get your ideas down, because I'm getting ready to bring on Mr. Mark Taylor. It's all your show, sir.
All right. I don't know if I have 60 minutes worth of communication. You know what I'm saying? But I have some valuable communication for you. Just like right off the back, just like you said, what's stopping your success and what stops our success is us stopping, us giving up. Just like you said, it took you years, right, to get to where you are. So one thing we do, we have a tendency of meeting problems, meeting obstacles, meeting hurdles, and we scared to get over those hurdles because it's a challenge for us. And then we stop, we give up. We don't take the time to research and look at other businesses that are successful, that don't look like us. So what we do is we give up. We don't keep looking at Small Business Administration. We don't keep looking at all the things that Martin Luther King and everybody fought for us to have our small businesses. because our government is, they have things out there for us, to equal the playing field, but we don't take the time to learn. We don't take the time to talk to one another. We don't take the time with one another and give back to one another, so we can be successful, and it takes a lot of work. And I'm learning that from my own business, having a janitorial service, because I've been doing this thing for about almost 3 years now, and I have spent money, I have put time and effort into it. But one thing I learned is that you're new at it. You're new. You're learning it, and you have to keep on fighting. You have to keep on plugging at it. You have to keep on doing, have to keep on putting in that fight. You're putting in work, putting in research to understand what you need to do, understand your business plan, because I just got a business plan and all that good stuff, bylaws and all that, and learning the different areas that's out there for us, like minority business enterprise, disadvantaged business enterprise, and me being a retired veteran, small service disadvantaged business owned small business, stuff like that. Those different programs that are out there for us. Service disabled veteran owned small business. Those are different programs that are out there for us that we really don't know about. And then another thing that we don't understand is that, like women minority business enterprise, for us that are married, that have, that have veteran retired, wives and stuff like that, and minority women, because they have so many programs out there. They have so many opportunities out there for your businesses, not just janitorial. I mean, it could be construction, it could be medical, it could be all different, any different area that you want to go into. They have all these different programs out there for us. But if we don't take the time and do what you're doing and educating one another and bringing one another up here to learn these different things, because I have stuff on the desk. I have stuff on the desk that have these programs that you can become involved in, that's for us out there, and then like I say, we just have to keep on fighting the fight. We just have to keep on fighting the fight, keep on plugging at it, because I have a janitorial service. I do commercial cleaning, I do construction cleaning, post construction cleaning. I do dental offices, medical offices, office spaces. I do. I mean, whatever you can think of with cleaning, that's what I do. Stripping and waxing floors. If you name it, I do it. I mean, I have the ability to go on to a military base because I'm a retired veteran. I'm a retired veteran. I'm a retired captain. I did 15 years Marine Corps, 7.5 in the Army. And I'm a retired logistics officer. So I have that ability to get on in military installations easy. But not only do I look at it for myself, but I have friends that have construction companies. I have a friend that have a business where he come in and he will do how can I explain it? He come in, he will parking lot restriping. That's what he does. I have different people in my repertoire that I can deal with, that are minority owned businesses. And I think personally, that's where we should that's a good area to be in, for us to work together, And then not just are we making money for ourselves, but we're making money for others, and then what we need to look at these nonprofit organizations that's in the socioeconomic challenge areas, that we can put money back into, because you just put up a retired logistics officer, 15 years Marine Corps, 7.5 in the Army, service disabled veteran owned small business, so those are a lot of different programs that I talk to other small minority business owners that don't know about them, that are actually retired veterans that have actually served in the military, and they don't have a clue about these different programs. But if we don't take the time and educate one another and help one another out and inform one another about these things, and come together like a mighty fist, let's fight together, we'll never be successful. We'll never get there. One thing I ain't gonna do, because I got Titus blood just like you do. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna speak my piece and I'm gonna give it to you straight with no chaser. And my business have been a challenge for me here in South Carolina. I'm new to South Carolina. They don't know me. And then they hear the New York City twang, and then it becomes a fight. But my thing is being a professional and talking to you professionally, talking to you with dignity and respect, allowing you to understand the professional that I am, allowing you to understand that I know what I'm talking about. I have experience in this, and I will be the best person for your business. I'll be the best person to make your business profit, and not only will I make money off of your business, but if I understand that you have some type of nonprofit and you're doing stuff in the community and you're giving back, I will take a portion of what I make from you and give back to you, because that's how we all get ahead. And it's not a black. It's not just a black. It's not just a black and white thing. It's just a honorable thing that we do. It's just an honorable thing. If you're a believer in Christ and you call yourself a Christian, what are you gonna do? You're gonna recognize the skin color, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna give back. You're gonna love no matter what, and because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, loving and giving back for all of us to prosper, and get ahead, and get ahead, so this business thing it takes a lot of work. You have to understand the money you have to put into it, understand the taxes, understand IRS, because if you mess them things up, boy, if you misconstrue those things, if you don't have those things right, you're going to cause yourselves more problems than a little bit. You have to understand all that. When we're dealing with one another, these are all the things that we need to educate one another on. Because at the end of the day, if we educate one another on all these things, what are we all going to do? We're all going to prosper. Right? And at the end of the day, if you're not thinking about the children, giving back, putting back into the community, it's like it could be in vain, because when I say giving back and putting back in the community, I'm thinking about the children. I'm thinking about all these children that need people like us, that's giving back, that need people like us that's going to take our time to give to them, to educate them. Now we're going to try to take our time to get these abandoned buildings and these empty buildings that our community, that our small local government will give to us, and they will give us grants to build these things. But you got to have a business plan to show them what you're going to do in the community. So at the end of the day, it could benefit. It will most definitely benefit everybody, and mostly the children. Because we have so many disadvantaged areas, so many disadvantaged children that need us. Take the time and locate those teachers, those school administrators, that's willing to dedicate their time to give back, to give back to the children, to bring these children into one local area. So my janitorial service, it's not just about me making money. At the end of the day, do I want to make money? Of course. Who establishes a business not to make money, not to profit? But is it about you? Is it just about you? If it's only about you, stop wasting your time because it's all in vain. So yeah, I have a janitorial service, and like was put up there, I do commercial, I do residential, move out, move in cleanings, post construction cleanups, and all of that. But everybody that I talk to, I always talk to them about giving back. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you just have your business to make money? Or is your business about also giving back? Because at the end of the day, you can see that picture in my background. That's the Last Supper. And they were at a meeting talking about giving back, taking care of the people. So it's real deep. It's real deep, and it goes so much further than the individual and the individual business. And that's the area that I'm gonna continue to grow. That's the area I'm gonna continue to travel in. That's the area I'm gonna continue to fight that fight. I'm gonna stay on the wall. I mean, my business right now, it's taking some time. When I say it is taking some time, like you said, it took you about 4 years.
Yeah, it took me 4 years.
It took you 4 years,
yep.
And I'm just going on year 3, but and I have met that road where I wanted to give up, where I wanted to just stop. But then I got people like you that talk to me. I got people like my brothers, Solomon, my brother Charles, that say, yo, man, don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up, man.
Don't you stop. You keep right on going. I can see what direction you're going in, and you keep right on going, because the things that you want to do is going to come to pass. Because I have identified nonprofit organizations that I want to benefit, like my brother Solomon. He run a basketball program. It's like 8 schools. And man, I would just love for just my janitorial service to be able to make enough money to give these children training equipment that I know will make them prosper, that I know they will advance from. Because Solomon already got kids that's in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His program, But my thing is, my goodness, Mark, if you was to be able to benefit, if you would be able to build this business, man, with your mentality, because I have a spirit of giving. I always have had a spirit of giving, and that's just me, and that's how it's gonna be. If I can be able to just bless all these schools that he have, not just his school, but all the schools that's under his program, with this training equipment, with the success that he's already had, how much further will we grow?
Mm-hmm.
How much further will we go? And then in Rochester, New York alone, they have so many abandoned buildings. They have so many buildings that we can tap into. We can have our own community center. We can have our own community center. We can have our own football field. We can have our own workout centers and stuff like that. And it won't just be for Black kids. It's for all kids to come to, because that's how Solomon and Charles, that's how they do that. They don't look at just a skin color. They just look at all the children that they can bless. They look at all the children, and that's my ultimate goal, to really be able to just give back. Be successful in my personal business, so when I hit a certain age, I can just sit back and say, you know what? I don't want to work no more. I'm good. I'm done. Now I'm gonna just sit back and be a blessing to somebody else, be a blessing to all these kids. Ultimately, of course, I'm married and my wife is at the forefront. My wife is at the forefront to make sure I can take care of her, take care of our household and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a lot of work to be done out there. It's a lot of work to do, and we just gotta keep plugging that. We can't give up. Like I said, we just can't give up. Cannot give up on it. And it takes time and effort and education. Main thing you need to do, in my opinion, when you start a business, you better educate yourself first. They got so much stuff out there on YouTube that you can learn from. They got so many free classes that you can learn from. Educate yourself on what you want to do and how you want to do it, and then you execute it. I have made a whole lot of mistakes. But the thing is, just like they tell you, when you fall down, okay, don't keep falling. Don't keep falling. Don't keep on falling. You done fail once, you done fail twice, you done scarred your knees. How many times you gonna scar your knees before you learn the lesson? At what point are you gonna learn, okay, well, I done fell down now. What I need to do to stop falling? What mistakes did I make? What mistakes I made? But yeah, but once we figure it out, once we learn to work together as a united front, as one team, I think we'll be a lot more successful. We'll be a lot more successful. But I don't have a whole lot, because you don't put my business up there. You done showed everybody what I'm all about. And I'm here in Lexington, South Carolina. I'm trying to get to work with University of South Carolina, these schools, because my thing is, if I can get in this University of South Carolina and working with my brother Solomon, and then some other organizations that I know about, that have these athletes, because I know a gentleman from Virginia Union named Brian Gurley. Have an outstanding track program at Virginia Union. He have track runners that are on the world class level. Being able to support him doing stuff like that, and then me being here in Virginia or South Carolina, going to different track meets and talking to the track coaches and like, yo, you might want to talk to this gentleman right here named Brian Gurley over at Virginia Union, because he have an outstanding track program, and he's really training. He's really training his kids to be world-class athletes. And stuff like that that's that communication. That's that one team, one fight mentality. Where we're not just in a one local area, Virginia. If you in Virginia, y'all just taking care of one other Virginia. But look how spread out the family is. We have a whole lot of athletes. My family have a whole lot of athletes that spread out. Like my cousin Shannon, she have her sons coming up to be he's gonna be a phenomenal athlete.
Yes, sir.
Let us get together and let us try to bring these kids together, mentor them, educate them, teach them, bring up Smooth Shine Cleaning Service, bring up the nonprofit organizations that we have, mention them to them, and then educate them on how to be successful in their own businesses. Because the chance of you being an athlete is not that great. It's a chance, but the chances are really slim when you look at the odds. But educate them on their finances, educate them on how to deal with different investments. like buying and selling your own stocks, and stuff like that. So just in case becoming an athlete it don't work out for you. At the end of the day, you've been educated, you've been saving your money, you got your grades, you got a good job, and you understand how to invest, and you understand how to work together with your community, how to work together with your people to continue to make money for everybody to grow, and most importantly, like I say, it's all about the children. What they say, train a child in the way which they should go. And when they're old, they won't depart from it. Once we give it to them, they got it. Once we give it to the children, once we put it in the children, like my brother Solomon, he want to get all the kids together in one location, bring the men in and teach them. So once we teach them, they may stray off here and there because that's life. At the end of the day, they understand. They have that knowledge. They have that teaching, that God will bring back to them. As long as they stay open to it, God will bring it back to them. Like, yo, you remember you was taught this, that, and the other. You remember, you was at this summer retreat, and you was informed about, how to conduct yourself as a young man. So once you give it to them, it ain't gonna leave them because it's already in their brain housing group. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna leave them. They might not follow it, and that's on them once they reach adulthood. But it's on us to give it to them. Yeah, and us to have these businesses, us to have these businesses, learn all that we can, learn the ways that, the administrative ways, and teach it to our children. The main thing is to teach them to be unified. Teach them to be don't be divided. Be unified. Work together as one. Once we work together as one, I think everything could be. We'll be a lot more successful. I think we'll be a lot more successful. But it's been, like I say, it's been a challenge for me. Just like it was a challenge for you. But one thing I will not do is give up. I will not give up. My mom would have told me, Mark, don't give up. Don't you stop. Because you've been saying that you done had the same faith, you've been saying the same thing for years. So are you going to give, once you give up, you're giving up on God. Then once you give up on God, then you probably gonna run into a whole lot of problems, so keep the faith in God. Don't give up, but keep that faith and keep on fighting, because I'm here in South Carolina, Lexington, South Carolina, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. And when I say it's a challenge here in South Carolina, it's a challenge here in South Carolina. It's a challenge, it's a challenge.
Hey, I feel you, brother. I feel you.
But I'm up for the challenge, though. I'm up for the challenge because I love all. I'm gonna love on everybody, man. That's what I'm gonna keep loving on everybody. I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. I'm gonna keep putting. I got solicitations now that I need to put in. On my desk. They come up, and I'm gonna keep right on plugging away at it. And I'm gonna always keep the mentality to give back. Like the American Legions and stuff like that. I need to go renew my membership with the American Legion and stuff, so yeah, I ain't gonna give up on it, man. I need to renew that thing. Yep. I need to renew that, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it because they have the American Legion Post 215 in Columbia. It's a very small post, and it's it's a distance for me. It takes me almost an hour to get there, so that's kind of a challenge. But at a minimum, I'm gonna give my money. That way they can take that money and use it. But the American Post 215, they do so much work to be such a small post. to be such a small post, and us that have these businesses should be involved with them. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, what are we all doing? We're benefiting that socioeconomic challenge community that they're in, because they are in a socioeconomic challenge community. And that's why at a minimum, I'm gonna get they're gonna get my money. Yeah, I might lapse a little bit for a month or two, but at the end of the day, because I forget, just like I forgot to come on here with us yesterday. But at the end of the day, what am I gonna do?
It's all good.
I'm gonna donate it. I'm gonna give it to you, not just my dues, but I'm gonna donate. I'm gonna donate and give back, because that's what we need. And they raise a lot of money. They put a lot of money back in the community and stuff like that. And that's what I want my business to be a part of. Smooth Shine Cleaning Service. Not just about me making money, me being able to spoil my wife and stuff like that, and being able to travel. But what are you going to do with this money that God bless you with?
Mm-hmm.
What you going to do with it? Are you that selfish and it's just for you? Because it's not just about us as individuals. It is not. It is not just about us as individuals. It's about what you're gonna do, to bless others. And I think it's more important to consider others before yourself, because that's where your blessing come in at. And then when you do things for people, you're doing things for people, not for vainglory, because you're vainglory, you're looking for something in return. You do things for people out of the kindness of your heart, because that's what Christ expects you to do. You ain't looking for nothing in return. And I don't look for nothing in return at all. Because I know at the end of the day where my blessing is coming from. I know where it's coming from. So I'm gonna keep on plugging at this thing. I'm gonna keep on plugging that. I'm gonna keep on putting in the fight. I'm gonna keep right on putting in my proposals, and talking to people, and with what I have, where I can financially bless other organizations, go ahead and do it, because I know the benefit. For me, at the end of the day, it's all about the children, man. my main concept is all about the children. It's all about the children. That's where I really want to. That's my main focus, is being able to bless the children, bring them up in the ways that they should go. Because it's an organization in Sumter, in Orangeburg. A gentleman got a men's group. I can't remember the name of it. But I have it written down. That I'm going to get affiliated with. That I'm going to get myself affiliated with, and with what money I do have that I can afford to bless them with, I'm going to bless them. And I want to talk to them about being in where they located. Look at some of these buildings. Look at some of these grant programs they have out there. Get with Small Business Administration. They have so many grants and small business loans, for nonprofits like that, that they may not know about. But if we don't talk to them, we don't take the time to talk to one another and educate one another, or see that because I recognize them from Facebook. They posted something on Facebook. I'm like, wow, that's something I would love to be involved with. But if we just look at it on Facebook and don't reach out to them and don't try to do nothing, we making their struggles even harder. We had struggles. We had struggles with our own business. It took you 4 years. I've been in it almost 3 years. So if we don't take the time to talk to them and educate them, how much longer is it going to take them? It may take them even longer. It may take them even longer. So, we need to come together, man, and fight this fight together. Just like we had a couple. It took us some time to get up here together.
Yeah.
But did we give up?
No, sir.
And are we successful right now?
Yes, sir.
because we're here talking to one another, right? And
Yep.
putting this good word out, But yeah, man. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't think I had much more, I wasn't prepared for a whole hour, but what I did have, I hope it made a major impact, And I would love to come up here and collaborate with my brother Solomon, though, really, real talk. Based on what he's doing in Rochester and my mentality, and then working it out together, man. Working it out together and getting it out there to other organizations, that may want to do the same thing, might be doing the same thing, but ultimately the direction that we can go in Rochester is unlimited. The direction with what Solomon got going on, the direction that we can go on in Rochester, it is unlimited. I'm telling you, it is unlimited. The thing is, we just have to come together and work together, and move in the same doggone direction. That's just my take on it. That's my take on it. But we'll get there. We'll get there because I ain't gonna give up on it. I'm not gonna give up on it. I had an opportunity that I, made a couple mistakes on and lost that opportunity, But the thing is, I learned from my mistakes. I said, I guarantee you, I won't do that no more. I will not do that again. Just like I talked about earlier, right? You fall down and you scrape your knees. How many times are you gonna fall down and keep scraping your knees? Why you keep falling? You got 2 feet. You know how to walk. You ain't crawling no more. But yeah, we gonna get there, cuz. We gonna get there, man. We gonna get there. We gonna get there because I ain't gonna give up on it. Because I have enough people behind me that keeps encouraging me. And the main 2 people that keep me encouraged is my mother and my brother Charles. My mother and my brother Charles. They say, Mark, man. They say, Mark, I can see it. Don't give up. Don't you stop. Don't you stop. Because when you stop, I guarantee you one thing. You ain't gonna never get there. When you give up, you ain't gonna never get there. I promise you that. So you get your behind up and out the bed and keep plugging away at it. Keep fighting that fight, man. We gonna fight that fight, man. Just I tell you what, I get there. When I get there, I'm taking other people with me. I ain't just trying to go by myself. I look at, they say, people ask God to take them under their wings, under his wings and carry them, and carry them. That's how I see it. What someone did for me, because someone had actually talked to me about nonprofit organizations and having your own business. He took me under his wing. He took the time to take me under his wing and gave me enough knowledge and information and encouraged me enough to step out on faith, and move forward with the effort of being an entrepreneur business, So as I move forward, as I move up, you best believe I'm taking somebody with me. Because I have 3 African-American young men that I talk to right now here in South Carolina that I can see myself collaborating with. I can see myself collaborating with. One have a parking lot striping business. The other one have a real estate business and a construction business. So by me being a service-disabled veteran-owned small business owner, certified for service disabled veteran-owned small business, with the federal government, look at contracts that's for them, that applies to them. But at the end of the day, I'm making money off of it too. And then when I talk to them, okay, so if we're going to collaborate like this, okay, if you're going to collaborate with me, if you're going to work with me, these socioeconomic challenged small areas that have nonprofits, we should give 5%, 2%, or whatever percentage. Come agree to give a certain percentage to those areas, to those nonprofits, that have those athletic programs. Because when you look at athletic programs, right? Like I mentioned, my brother Solomon, he have an athletic program. Something like, Mark, who are the biggest leaders in high school? Athletes. Who do children follow? Athletes. If you're a good basketball player, a good football player, a baseball player, a track player, a track runner, and you in high school, the other kids that don't have that same ability, they look up to them. But now, if you got these athletes, these African-American athletes that's getting A's and B's, they're getting scholarships and stuff like that. These other kids don't have that ability to play. They don't have that athletic ability, but they got a brain. They got a brain. And they follow these kids, they're gonna put them in program, put them in study halls and stuff like that. Require them to do study halls, because if I'm gonna give you my money and you have an athletic program, or if you have a doggone nonprofit organization and you're dealing with young people, you have to be showing me where you put some education in them, because my mentality is, before you go bounce a basketball, go to the study hall and learn some reading, writing, and arithmetic. Whatever problems you have in class, go to the study hall first, 30, 45 minutes, and learn some reading, writing, and arithmetic, and improve on your educational, background, improve on your education, which is your career. And that's the main thing. That's like I taught my daughter. Until you graduate from college, your education is your career. Your education is your career, because that's what leading you into your career, to make money, to be successful, to be a strong person in your community, to uplift your community. So yeah, it's a lot of work to be done. It's a lot of work to be done, and I'm on this wall and I'm not coming off of it. I'm on this wall and I'm not coming off of it. I'm gonna keep on fighting this fight until the bitter end. Until the bitter end. So that's what I have.
Hey man, I can't follow behind that, but this show, listen, R. Titus at Exquisite Podcast, just like he was saying earlier, a lot of African Americans, a lot of FBAs, or whatever you want to call us, we that's the reason why we can't unite together. Like with this show, it took me like 4 years to get this thing popping on the internet. But the thing about it is, I didn't quit. I remember back in the day, Mark, I only had nobody on the show. I was on the show, doing the show by myself. I had nobody. Then guess what? I met a guy that was in real estate. He said, "Hey man, you got a podcast that you want to get started?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'd like for you to come on my show." So I didn't charge anybody nothing right away. Just like with you, I don't charge anybody. With family members, I let them come on. So the more I let them come on, the more exposure I'm going to get. So that's the reason why I need you to share my podcast, and I'm going to share your business. Like, I'm going to be posting your business all week next week. Now, this is the thing. You came up with taxes. You got y'all people that's listening to this podcast, you got to educate yourself real good. We got to get that Willie Lynch and that Jim Crow out of our backyard. That's what we got to do. We got to start uniting it, just like I'm doing right now with Smooth Shine Cleaning Service. I'm going to be posting this thing all next week. It's about visibility. If you know somebody that got a business, bring them to me. Just like Mark, you know some people that got a business, bring them over here to me. So bring them over here to me so I can get their business exposed. I'm going to expose you, even though me and you family members, that don't mean anything. We family members, so this is the deal. I'm going to support you, just like Solomon. I talked to Solomon about a month ago. Solomon is doing great. I ain't talked to Charles, but I talked to Solomon. So, this is so I definitely appreciate you coming on tonight. Because we don't want to hold too many people. We've been on here like 46 minutes now so far.
Oh, have we?
But we got, we was on here 46 minutes. 46 minutes and we ain't even been on here an hour yet. So this is the deal. You got two questions that I'm looking in the comment. You got a young lady from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good God Almighty. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. The internet can expose you, brother. I'm all the way in Washington, D.C. You all the way in South Carolina. Here, this lady just said she's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Miss Allen. She said that she got a question. She said, what do she needs to do to get started in her daycare business? Because her husband does not want her to work the daycare business. He wants her to get a 9 to 5. Okay. So you can answer that, Mark. I can let you answer that.
You actually, that's actually, I was cleaning the daycare. I was cleaning the daycare, and one thing I realized is that you need to understand the first thing she should do is get with the occupational safety and health for having a daycare and understanding everything she need to do in accordance with the state that she's in. Because when you talk about having a daycare, you're dealing with children. Okay, you're dealing with children, and there are a lot of requirements. Like for example, the trash. There's a certain way that they should dispose of trash. There are certain type of receptacles that they should have trash for. There are certain type of trash can liners that they should have. They should take the trash out a certain number of times. Because when I went in this place, it was a mess, and they were not doing things in accordance the way they should do. And I kind of knew it. And I tried to, and I talked to him about it and stuff like that. But understand the rules and regulations with occupational safety and health for establishing a daycare. Because at the end of the day, when occupational safety and health come and inspect you, they have martial law authority. And martial law authority what that means is that they can lock your behind up. The reason I say that because when I was in California with the Marine Corps, I was certified with the state of California with occupational safety and health. And then I was going to have my Marine Corps unit was going to have the state of California was coming through to do an inspection on hazmat and safety. I was smart enough to have an assist visit. And then the gunny sergeant that came down and talked to me, he's like, yo, man, he said, yo, hey, Sergeant, if OSHA come down here right now from the state of California, he said, your colonel, your CO, your XO, and you, all y'all getting fired. So think about that when you're dealing with children. So the first thing you need to do, get a hold of, in my opinion, I don't have a daycare business, but from dealing with them, having experience of dealing with them, get a hold of occupational safety and health, get a hold of those state regulators that regulate daycares, and having all your ducks in line. You got to have your bylaws, you got to have your business plan, whatever other regulations that they have, I can't tell her exactly what they want her to have, but she need to get a hold of those state local officials and ask them what are the requirements for her to have a daycare. Because they'll lock her tail up.
In the comment. She's typing in the comments. She says she's taking all of your advice right now.
Yeah.
Now our second question. We got a young guy and a young woman. Now they out there in, where's this at? Hold up, Greenville, Mississippi. Where the heck is that at?
In Mississippi,
Greenville,
somewhere?
Mississippi. Okay, yeah. He said, well, they're typing in the comments, Greenville, Mississippi, and the question is, why? How can I start a janitorial business in Greenville, Mississippi, where the economy is not that great? What should I do?
I would have to understand exactly what's in Greenville, Mississippi. And then they need to understand what's in Greenville, Mississippi. Is it worth it for them to even establish a business there? Is it worth it for them to even establish? What type of look at what type of state, what type of government contracts that they can acquire, and then look at the type of local contracts they can acquire. If they can get with like the Aspen dental people, like Aspen Dental, which is a national, which is a like a national dental facility. Look at the businesses. They need to look at the businesses there that could benefit from them having a janitorial service, and look at the competition that they have there. And then they need to most definitely look at how to advertise their business, to compete with those that may be already out there, because every area is not sufficient to have a janitorial service because it might not work for you. Because this area that I'm in,
he's typing. Said, thank you.
Yeah. So that's
he's
what
typing. He said, thank you.
Yeah, they need to look at make sure it's worth it for them to even establish a business there for janitorial. Because if it's not a whole lot there, and you're gonna struggle getting contracts, then it might not be worth it. Listen, I want to go back to the young lady, the one that put the first question in. She need to
the one that's from Pittsburgh.
Yes, the one that's from Pittsburgh. Her and her husband need to be on one accord, because a house divided against itself will not stand. Okay, because if her husband is against her,
she typing in here. Oh man. Hey Mark, she's saying that they're not going to get on accord because she's been trying to get this business up for 10 years. So if they can get on accord, it just might be what you're doing or what you're saying, because like Mark is saying, if y'all ain't on the same accord, something is going to block you. You're going to have
your house is going to fall. It's not going to be successful. Right. They're going to have an unhappy household because she's doing something that's making her happy, but it's not making him happy.
Right.
And she's going against what he, what she's going against what he wants, and that's just not going to work. That's just like being a Christian. You can't go against what God telling you to do because you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You have to be on one accord. And then marriages is a relationship. It's a relationship under holy matrimony, and everything you need, everything you two do needs to be on one accord with God. If y'all not on one accord, leave it alone. If you're not on one, that's just my opinion. If you're not on one accord as a husband and wife, leave it alone because you become one with God, right? When you give your life to God, Christ, you become one with Christ. And when you get married, you become one with your spouse. And those relationships are supposed to match. That's why they always say that three-stranded cord. When you get married, preachers always tell you about that three-stranded cord. When that cord come unravel and that one cord go away, a house divided against itself will not stand. I don't know what else to tell you other than the straight truth that I feel. You know, if there any more questions, I got answers for you. Might not be what you want, but I'm gonna give you an answer.
Yeah. You know, those are only 2 questions. I just want to thank
Okay.
you for coming on the Exquisite Podcast, and I want you to promote this Exquisite Podcast
I
and
most
what's going
certainly
to
will.
happen. I'm gonna put this podcast on the internet. We already on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Kick. So on this video, we got like 7. You got 30 people on here so far. So when you putting these podcasts out, the more you put it out, the more people gonna see it. And somebody might see it in Columbia, somebody might see it in South Carolina, somebody might see it in Orangeburg. But I'm gonna consistently promote your business. I'm gonna put this out next week, and I want to thank you for coming on. Do not click any buttons when I end the podcast. Just hold on, and I'm gonna be right back off air. So what we're gonna do? I thank you for coming on the podcast. If you got any closing remark, go ahead and do your closing remark, and then we can end the broadcast.
Everybody, just when you establish your business, the main thing I would advise you to do is research. Understand what you want to do. Do your own research. You know, call people, talk to people, ask a lot of questions. You know, and understand all the professional business requirements that you're required to perform before you establish that business. Because a lot of times I've seen a lot of people establish a business and then they want to keep all the money in the business and stuff like that, and don't understand the taxes, don't understand having business plans and stuff like that. You know, so do a lot of research and learn as much as you can about the business that you want to establish, and then start executing. You know, learn a lot of the programs. Like I've got to mention Apex, you know, like Apex, Small Business Association. Call people like that. APEX, and then SBA, Small Business Association. You know, and then you have your Office of Small Business Organizations in your local communities. Call these people, okay, and talk to them. Tell them what you want to do, because those programs are out there for us to learn. They have mentors out there for us. They have mentors out there for us to educate us on these different things. Office of Small Business Opportunity, Small Business Association, which is federal government, and Apex. They don't change the name to Apex several times. So, but it's APEX. All communities have them. You know, all communities have them. So talk to these different people. Do your own research. Get out there on YouTube and look up YouTube studies on it. Go on YouTube, because I go on YouTube and look up a lot of different people talking about janitorial services that's been doing it for a long time. And they're giving a lot of free knowledge to you, you know, before you execute, okay? Because once you execute that business, you start making money and you don't know how that money is supposed to be used, you're going to find yourself in some trouble.
Yeah.
I'm telling you from experience. So look up these different organizations: Apex, APEX, Office of Small Business Opportunity. Office of Small Business Opportunity is a big one, okay? And Small Business Administration. Small Business Administration have more opportunities than a little bit. They got those grants and loans out there for you. They educate you on how to get them and how it's free money for you. You know, so that's my advice.
Okay, family. And listen, we're going to end this podcast, Smooth Shine Cleaning Service in Lexington, South Carolina. Look them up. Go in the DM. I got all his description in the DM. And I got the ticker showing his email down at the bottom. But if you want to give him a call, his email and his telephone number is in the DM. It's in the DM. So listen, this is Exquisite Podcast with Smooth Shine Cleaning Service. We're going to sign out and thank you for watching. Hold on, Mark. I'll be right back.
All right.